All right, everybody, how is it going? It is Tuesday, November 13th, 2018, and it's the start of Week 11 here in the NFL. So we got some picks to make. So let's get into our Week 11 NFL Pick'em video. And let's look at the bye weeks for this week. We have the San Francisco 49ers, Cleveland Browns, and the entire AFC East took the week off for whatever reason on the same week. The Jets, Bills, Dolphins, and Patriots are all bye this week, so the entire AFC East is off. If you see one of your teams actually on here that are not playing, which is probably going to be a large amount of people, I don't really know what to tell you. You can root for like a team that's in your division to lose, a team you really like, other than your favorite team to like lose a game, I guess. I don't know, or to win. I don't know. Find something to do on Sunday. Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of sad without the Patriots. I'm just gonna have to root for the Lions to hopefully maybe lose by not a lot. Maybe they'll only lose by like 3 or 4 points to the Panthers, but we'll see. Let's get going. Thursday night football, of course. We have a very good game in Green Bay heading to Seattle. In a game that has kind of been all about the Seahawks, really, especially when you consider the playoffs. The Packers really can't get past this team. McCarthy seems to be owned by Pete Carroll. Russell Wilson seems to own Aaron Rodgers. Um, and though they just beat the Dolphins, that's not that impressive. Green Bay fans, don't get too ahead of yourselves. Oh, we beat the Dolphins. Congratulations. You beat Brock Osweiler. Woo! Yeah, you guys are back on track after a tough couple games. You're going to lose this game 30 to 24. The Seahawks are kind of coming off a tough loss to the Los Angeles Rams, who they played really well. Green Bay beat Miami. You can kind of just fill the rest in. Give me the Seahawks 30 to 24, especially considering like this is a home game. It's Thursday night football, and I recently learned home teams don't lose on Thursday night. So, give me the Seahawks 30 to 24 and what should be a very good game. It always is when Green Bay and Seattle play each other. So, all right, let's go to Sunday 1 p.m. games. And we have the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Atlanta Falcons in what should be a pretty good game. Oh, no, wait, the Cowboys are heading to Atlanta. I'm sorry about that. The Atlanta Falcons are hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Both teams are 4 and 5. I like the Falcons at home in this game. I know the Cowboys just won that game against whoever the hell they played, the Eagles, and they ran the ball really well, and everything had to be working for them to win that game. I don't think that's going to be necessarily the case against Atlanta on the road. I don't know. I feel like Atlanta's going to want revenge after losing to Cleveland. It's going to be a perfect storm for the Cowboys to lose this game and the Falcons to go ahead and jump up and beat on somebody. They're not that bad at home. So I guess 34 to 17, give me the Falcons over the Cowboys. And then we have the Cincinnati Bengals heading to division rival, the Baltimore Ravens, in what will be a really good game. Probably early, but then late it'll get kind of boring. I like the Ravens 27 to 17. They're coming off a bye week. They're the home team in a division rival. They play really well at home. The Bengals just fired their defensive coordinator, so they're going to be a bit of a mess this week. So that is another one of the many reasons why I like the Ravens over the Bengals. This just Cincinnati's a mess, even with the decent record. I don't know. And I also like the fact that Joe Flacco might not play in this game, and I actually would give them more points and a more guaranteed type of victory if they were to play Lamar Jackson this week. I think the Ravens will be a better team when Lamar Jackson eventually takes over for Joe Flacco. Um, that's just my opinion of the thing. I think Joe Flacco stinks, and that's the reason the Ravens are 4 and 5. They have 4 wins despite playing Joe Flacco, in my opinion. So we'll see. 27-17, give me the Ravens over the Bengals. And then, of course, the Detroit Lions host the Carolina Panthers, and I do not think the Panthers' road woes matter this year. I just really don't think that matters in this game. Detroit's defense has been laying down to the likes of the Bears. Just every any team that wants to beat the Lions up have been doing it this year, other than the Patriots and the Packers. That's really it. Um, yeah, the Panthers are going to destroy the Lions 38 to 21. And maybe this will lead to Jim Bob Cooter being fired as an offensive coordinator for the team if he's not already going to be fired during the week because he's not that good at his job. And that's the reason the Lions are 3-6. Let's be really honest. They have a piss poor offensive coordinator. Patricia should have fired him when he took the goddamn job. But anyway, because when you have a running game that could work, you ignore it and go to passing the ball still. Whatever. Whatever. I don't understand this Lions team. The Panthers look good though. I mean, they're not that good on the road, but they can, after they gave up 50, I think they'll rebound pretty nicely. Their defense isn't that bad. They'll handle Detroit pretty well. And Detroit's defense is garbage, so the Panthers will hang 38 with no problem. They have a great offense. And then, of course, the Tennessee Titans, who I owe an apology to the fan base of. I shouldn't have made all those jokes about you guys last week when you played the Patriots. I feel like I cursed and jinxed my own team. They got the shit kicked out of them by the Titans. I have a newfound respect for the Titans. I think their offense has finally clicked into fucking sync. And if their offense is actually clicking and is in sync the way it is right now, that's pretty dangerous for the rest of the NFL. Because the Titans have a very good defense that's very underrated. But their offense has always been the problem because they haven't found something that clicks. In the last couple of games, Mariota's been playing well. The running game has been working. Davis is emerging as a bit of a breakout star this year. So I like the way the Titans are going this year now, so I'm going to start picking them more often, and I think they could steal the AFC South from the Texans, but that's going to be a bit of a stretch. We'll see how that plays out. But I like the Titans over the Indianapolis Colts, 28-21. The Colts are a lot better this year. Luck might have the best offensive line in football. All of a sudden, I don't know how that happened, but this will be a pretty goddamn good game, regardless of the 5-4 versus 4-5. You would think, oh, boring game. Division rivals. This is a pretty good game coming up. Two underrated teams, the Titans especially. Give me the Titans 28-21 over the Colts. Again, sorry to any of the Titans fans. I called Marcus Mariota like a poor man's. I like Nairo. I was comparing them to like Africa. It was bad. I'm sorry. um, this will be a really shitty game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will head to the New York Giants. Um, I don't even know who to consider in this game. If you pick the Giants to win, you're just a Giants fan. The Giants. This is going to be a shit show. 28-24. Give me the Buccaneers over the 2-7 Giants. They're 3-6, so that's why I'm picking them. They're essentially the same team. Like there's good things about these teams, but just something ain't working. The Giants finally got another win last night, which I don't know why the hell they won that fucking game. They should be tanking it so they can steal the number one pick from the Raiders. But of course, this is this is the Giants, so they don't even know how to lose out and get a good pick again properly. It's like, what are you guys doing? Gonna play for 9-7? You really think you're gonna rattle off, I don't know, 8 wins in a row and make the wild card? You fucking losers. Here comes Eli. He's back, everybody's thinking. They're thinking the Giants' 8-game winning streak. The way people are reacting to the Giants having a game-winning drive against the fucking 49ers is mind-blowing. It's like you beat Nick Mullins and the 49ers, an undrafted rookie quarterback. Woo. I don't even think he's a rookie. He's like a third-year undrafted kid. Like, it's like, ooh, you had a comeback against a really bad team, and now people are acting like the Giants have, like, resurged and are back. No, they beat a shitty team. That you got Eli Manning. It's like, yeah, you should have beat them. It shouldn't have taken a game-winning drive to do that, though. And then they almost came back and won the game because Nick Mullins and the 49ers got to the 30 with a second left. It's like, come on, let's think a little bit here. Like the Giants stink and they're gonna lose 28-24 to the Buccaneers this weekend. Let's see, we got the Houston Texans and the Washington Redskins. This should be a pretty good game. The Redskins are at home. They play pretty well at home. The Texans are probably one of the most red hot teams in football, having won like 6 straight after a really 0-3 start. So the Redskins have a very good defense. They've proved that last week against the Buccaneers, who can score a lot of points. They gave up a lot of yards, but the Buccaneers got like 3 points. I don't understand how that works. So, but that won't happen with the Texans. They will put the ball in the end zone, and that's why they'll win about 28-20. The offensive problems will continue for the Redskins, and they won't be able to overcome the fact that the Texans can actually score points very consistently. And yeah, they'll lose this game, 28-20, in a really good game though. It should be a good game anyway. I hope it is. And then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going to play the Jacksonville Jaguars in what I guarantee will be Big Ben's first win over the Jaguars or some shit like that. Like, for whatever reason, the Jacksonville Jaguars do own the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm not quite sure why. but I don't think this game it quite matters about the history between these two teams, and especially between the current quarterback of the Steelers. The Jaguars are a bit of a hot mess. Bortles is garbage. He's not going to be able to play against that defense, who just destroyed Cam Newton last week. Um, yeah, I feel really bad for the Jaguars. I'm probably being a lot more polite in this game, and that's simply because of the fact that the Jaguars have handled the Steelers pretty well in the past. So give me the Steelers 31 to 24 over the Jaguars, but it could be a lot worse than this, people. I mean, to be fair, I'm being very polite to the Jaguars just because they have played Big Ben very well. All right, we'll move on to the 4 p.m. games now. Or move on to the 4 p.m. games now. Sorry, I leaned away from the mic. And no, I don't edit these. So, anyway, Oakland Raiders will head to Arizona to play the Cardinals. This will be a very good game. The battle of irrelevancy truly is this week, I think. Two of the worst fucking teams in football. One is by design, which is the Raiders. We know they're tanking. Mark Davis kind of admitted it. It's my fault. Yeah, okay, dude. We know your guys are tanking. You would have fired Gruden if this was really a 1-8 start and you looked this goddamn bad. Yeah, you'd have fired the coach. This is by design. They're tanking by design. So, and then the Cardinals are shitty because they're just shitty. It is what it is. They're a poorly ran franchise historically, and this is just the fruits of it. Um, but given all that, I do like the Cardinals 27 to 14 simply because the Raiders are tanking and doing it the correct way, whereas the Giants are tanking and doing it the wrong way. There's a correct way to tank and there's an incorrect way to tank, and the Raiders are tanking the correct way. The Giants are tanking the way the Giants do by winning games. It's good job, idiots. And the Giants beat a team they needed to lose to for draft status. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, you can get a better pick if you lose to these guys. Like that was actually a win by the 49ers last night, more so than a loss by the like a win by the Giants, because the Niners get draft stock now. Like, what are you guys doing? You both have bad years. Shouldn't be fighting to win. All right, give me. Then we have the Denver Broncos heading to Los Angeles to play the Chargers, 3-6 versus 7-2. Um, Broncos got a shitty offense and won't be able to keep up with the Chargers offense. That's pretty much what this game's going to be summed up as. As good as the Broncos defense is, they won't be able to stop the Chargers every time with that explosive offense. Keenan Allen, Williams, Gordon, who's been red hot. Phillip Rivers is playing great. And then you have the Broncos offense, which is a sad case of, I don't know. Case Keenum obviously is just a backup quarterback. No offense to the guy. Did great in Minnesota last year, not so much in Denver. Whatever, this team stinks. Give me the Chargers 34, Broncos 20. And then we have what I thought was going to be a better game when you seen it in the beginning of the season. You're like, "Ooh, this will be a fun game." And now you're just like, "Ah, the Saints are going to kill somebody this week." Because the Saints have turned into this weird bully team that scored 45 on the Rams, 51 on the Bengals, and now you're like, what are they going to put up on the Eagles? The Eagles are 4-5. The Saints are 8-1. Of course, everyone knows this. The Saints, I have them winning 35 to 21. This game could be a lot worse because of the fact that the Eagles are going to be without Darby for the rest of the year, which is their top corner. That is a big, big loss. And the Saints are going to take advantage of that. They're going to have Brandon Marshall this week. They're going to have Michael Thomas, who's going to be a little less covered, a little less, not too much. Marshall isn't that big of a deal. But this is probably going to be 35 to 21, probably a little bit worse, but I'm paying a little bit of respect to the Eagles. I shouldn't be after they fucked me against Dallas. They fucked a lot of people against Dallas. I didn't see any predictions I seen on my comments and stuff. Nobody picked the Cowboys to win that game. Maybe one person who's a Cowboys fan. It's like, oof. Goddamn Eagles, man. They stink this year. All right, let's go to Sunday and Monday Night Football and get close to wrapping this bad boy up. We have the Sunday night game, which is the Minnesota Vikings. This was flexed into Sunday night. This is going to be a great game. I'm actually really excited for this one. Minnesota Vikings versus the Chicago Bears. I'll be streaming this game, by the way. Minnesota Vikings. I have them winning 24 to 21. This was the hardest game of the week for me to figure out, just because of how good both these teams are. Um, The Bears have looked good against every team they've played this year, and I really don't have much bad to say against them. It's just when I watched him play the Lions, I didn't feel the domination that I felt when the Lions played the Vikings this year. Like the Vikings defense might be one of the scariest things in football when it's fully working and everyone's fully there and healthy. And I think that's going to be way too much for Mitchell Trubisky to deal with at this point in his career. This is such a hard game to call. This is literally I didn't know who to pick. Um, my main thing was I think the Vikings will win because they're a little bit older of a team, and they're a little bit they're more used to this kind of atmosphere. I'm not saying anything bad about either team. They're both defensively dominant teams. Both pretty much like the Bears could stay in first place if they win this game and go to 7-3, but it's just it's I the Bears have also only won one division game in like 2-3 years, so it's the edge kind of has to go to the Vikings considering that. It's like you beat the Lions who are shitty this year. All right, Chicago, we get it. But Minnesota looked better doing it, in my opinion. Regardless of the score, it was just the way the defense is played. It was weird. So I like the Vikings just a little bit by 3 points over the Chicago Bears. That was such a tough game to call. But and then I run into this fucking game. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fun. Monday Night Football, which will be in Mexico City, or it'll be in Mexico. This is going to be such a fucking good game. I'll be streaming this one as well. We have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Los Angeles Rams in what I can only describe will be probably a shootout of epic proportions. I should actually have this at like 45 to 52 as the final, to be honest, with the Chiefs winning this game. And I have the Chiefs winning this game simply on the fact that um, I think the Chiefs' offense is going to be far too much for the Rams' defense. And I also think the Rams' offense is going to be too much for the Chiefs' defense. But I think the Chiefs are going to be able to score more than the Rams. I think that's all it's going to come down to: who has the ball more and who doesn't punt. Like that's and I think when you watch the Rams how they responded to an offense, a very super powered offense like the Saints, they struggled. They didn't even win the game; they lost. And I think the Chiefs have a better offense than the Saints. And that's not even that crazy of a statement. That's just the truth. That's why I picked the Chiefs winning this game. Very close. Whenever I pick a game by 3 points, that means I struggled with the decision, and it was literally like, I like the Chiefs because they have a, and I have to compare like how they played against an offensive opponent. So it's just a weird. I like the Chiefs more than I like the Rams winning this game. So give me the Chiefs 38-35. And then of course my last week I went 8-6 on my pick'em results. That video will come up at some point. But my 2018 NFL season pick'em results so far, I'm 84, 59, and 2. We have the two tie games, of course, this year. Pretty good record. I hope to improve on that this week. Let's see. So let's start to wind down this video. If you like the video, please leave a like on it, of course. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I will do daily NFL content videos once my internet's back up and running again. Um, I will be streaming like live reactions to football games. Thank you to everyone who's been viewing the videos, commenting, liking them, and it's been fun. I really appreciate it. It's growing the channel at a tremendous rate. I am forever thankful for everyone who's been doing that. Also, comment down below with what you think of the picks. Let me know what your picks are for the week, and we can compare those in a week from now, like we always do on every video of the NFL picks. Just what you think of my picks, what you think of the NFL season so far, what your personal picks are. I'll comment to everything, single thing you say, even if you just want to flame me and make fun of me. I'll respond to that. Trust me, I will. I do it on every video. Again, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll comment as much as I can on this, and yeah. Hopefully you liked the video. See you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this DrTV presentation. I'm Rob. I'll see you next time.